Hey, DJ Mikey Mike in direct sound, and we are doing it from scratch today. That's right, we're coming out of the closet with a little vacuum cleaner here, and we're going to do a little cleanup in the shop because I'm going to project some gobos on the floor, and I want you to, I want it to be as pristine as possible so you can see these gobos without a problem. It should be great, right? Well, that's what I thought. Anyway, I ran into some problems over the weekend with gobo projection, and I want to show you exactly how you can avoid to have the same mistakes I have and kind of avoid some problems that you might have with your clients. Now, I'm always about taking care of the client, and unfortunately, this last weekend I had a little issue with a client not liking their gobo projection. Now, I didn't make the final decision, but that's okay. I take full responsibility of where the gobo ended up, and there was really nothing I could do to make it even better one way or the other. So I did everything that I thought I was going to be able to do, make this gobo the best. I brought a couple fixtures to try different wattages and bulbs. I did all kinds of stuff to make this gobo, really pop, and it didn't. So unfortunately, it didn't meet my standards. And unfortunately for the client, she wasn't happy, and we had a discussion, and we came to an agreement. So I got it solved. But trying to help you guys out to save face with your clients. It's all about the community, the YouTube community, the DJ community is helping each other out. As long as you share and give back, you're going to learn a lot. I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm sure this isn't the first time this happened to somebody. And if we could have learned from each other's mistakes, it would have saved us a lot of heartache. I'm a giving person, so I'm going to give back to you guys to make sure that you guys don't end up in the same problem I had. So here we go, because it's all about the client. It's all about the client. It's all about referrals. It's all about networking and sharing and keeping this community going. That's what I love about YouTube and Facebook and even Twitter. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that, and Twitter, and even Facebook. You can catch me on Facebook. You can find me at Michael Suska, or you can find me at DJ Mikey Mike, or you can find me at Direct Sound and Do It From Scratch. I got all kinds of cool Facebook pages. Anyway, let me get the shop cleaned up. We'll put some gobos on the walls and on the floor, and you'll see the difference, and you'll see what I'm talking about, and you'll see how you can really change the look of your room if you order the right gobo. Now, just a quick heads up, just saw a new gobo manufacturer out there, ProGobo. They're out of Florida. I talked to David last week. He's working on some gobos for my 5Rs. Now, the 5Rs have an extremely small gobo size, so he's going to see what he can do. He's not promising anything. But besides that, I have tons of other fixtures that we can work with him on. They have a special right now. Go to their website and their Facebook page at rotogobo.com, and they might be able to take care of you in a great way. They have quick shipping, and looks like they got some pretty good product out there. So take a look at progobo.com and tell them Dave, DJ Mikey Mike sent you, and I'm sure he'll get you all taken care of. So here we go, so gobo projection, and let's check it out. Alright, we got the shop all cleaned up, and we're going to get to this video here real quick. Now, I don't know how quick a video it is going to be, but it's going to be pretty informative. So, for those of you guys, a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, what's the best gobo projector out there? Well, there's not one great, best gobo projector. You got to use a variety. It all depends on the room. Now, I'm by no means am I saying, you just can't buy one gobo projector. Yes, you can buy one gobo projector, but you're going to be limited on its applications. And you'll see that with a few of the fixtures that I bring out. And you'll get to know the reason why, okay? So there's tons of them out there. American DJ makes them, Chauvet makes them, Eternal Lighting makes them, ETC. There's a whole bunch of them out there. So there's LEDs, there's halogen lamps, there's all whatever. There's there's tons of it out there. All right, here's a variety of different gobos that I use. Okay, so every application is a little bit different, and you need to know what fixture you're going to use prior to ordering your gobos. Some cases you might need to order 2 gobos because you're not sure which fixture you can use in that application. So right here is about approximately a 14.5 inch gobo. Extremely small. These are a VisiSpot gobo or a Elation 5R gobo for the 5R lamps. Right here is a Roto Gobo or a AccuSpot 250 Gobo. This is about a 25 millimeter Gobo, and this is a American DJ Image 250 Gobo. This thing's about 53 millimeters. Now you can see the inside where it's cut is approximately the same size as my AccuSpot Gobo. I'll lay that right on the top. That's the viewable area. So this Gobo is actually called out right here on the Gobo 53.5 and 28. So it has a marking right on the Gobo. Right on the Gobo, and tells you exactly what it is. So the viewable size is the inner dimension. The Gobo size is the outer dimension. The ID and the OD. Here is a size M Gobo that goes in my Source 4 Junior. This is the Gobo that fits into it. Now you notice you need a little bit of gripper here for the Gobo to squeeze into. If it was the viewable size, it would fall right through. It would fall right through the hole. So you need that extra gripper and the right size Gobo to make that happen. This Gobo here, this is a B size Gobo. This is one of the larger Gobos. This is for a normal Source 4, and this is a B size Gobo. They actually shipped me the wrong Gobo, so you have to be very careful when you get your Gobos ordered that they come back in the right size. Okay, this particular one came from Gobo Source, and I believe they use Roscoe as a one of their sources for Gobos. So make sure that when you're ordering it, everybody's on the right page, because there could be a big delay in turnaround time if you don't order the right size Gobo. Here is a glass Gobo. Now this thing you have to be really careful with. The glass is tempered, heat resistant, but it can break at any time. It also has a small little lip on it, which makes it mounting in your Gobo holders a little difficult. So put that in consideration when you're ordering your Gobos, and make sure you have the proper clearance and the needs for your Gobos. Okay, this particular Gobo here, we're going to load up in one of our fixtures, and I'm going to show you some issues with it. And here is another Gobo holder. And notice this is about a 25, 28 inch millimeter viewable, and you need the gripper, same size Gobo as this. So this is kind of sandwiched into this holder, holding it into the fixture. So let's chuck up a Gobo into the fixture, and we'll see what we got. All right, this is an old school Roto Gobo. Now this has about a 100 watt, 12 volt lamp that is not super bright, but it does a pretty good job. It's a pretty cool fixture. It's old school. It has a rotating bezel in there, so the Gobo will actually rotate, or you can stop it if you'd like. So this is one kind of Gobo projector I use. Now this one's a little bit larger. This is the Image 250 from American DJ. It has a small Gobo slot on the bottom, and it takes a little slided Gobo. You slide your Gobo right in, screw it down with the attachment screw, and then you have a Gobo projector. This is about a 250 watt halogen lamp. It does a little bit better than the Roto Gobo, but it doesn't rotate. This particular Gobo projector had a small cracked glass lens in the front to give you a morphing effect for your Gobos. I removed that because I wanted to have a solid Gobo look, a nice clean Gobo look. But if you want to do something wicked like with witches or Halloween style, and you want them to morph or something like that, or you want your flags to wave, kind of cool little feature to pop back in there. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility, a little different than anybody else has out there, so kind of cool. Okay, that's the Image 250 from American DJ. They're still out there here and there. You might be able to find them on eBay, but that's another Gobo projector I use. It has a focus, but it doesn't have any zooming capabilities. Just like the Roto Gobo, no zooming capabilities, just focusable. And, you know, they're getting progressively better as we come along. And the last fixture that I use is the ETC Source 4 Junior. This is the Junior Zoom version. It's 25 degrees to 50 degrees. So this enables me to be able to spread the distance of my Gobo out, focus it, and put it exactly the spot I need it to. Now I'm limited to 25 to 50 degrees, but that gives me some range. Most big Lico style projectors here, you have to buy a whole new front can for a lens change. Now this particular fixture has zooming capabilities. You just slide the little handles up and down, and it'll give you zooming and focus, and you can focus and zoom the fixture or the image where you need it. Okay, this takes an M-size gobo, and the advantages of this, you can go up to a 575 watt lamp in here, so you can get a good projection at a long distance, and you can squeeze it in or squeeze it out, whatever you like. But the disadvantage to this fixture, extremely hot. This is a cast metal fixture, and once you turn this thing on, it starts heating up quick. So if your gobo's not in the right position, you're gonna burn the snot out of your fingers quickly. So you got to do quick measurements, quick check it in, adjust your gobo, and you should be good to go. So if you need to focus it in an area and kind of like sit back and go, I wonder if that looks good, you better have 2 gobos, because I'm telling you right now, your fingers are gonna be smoking. You better bring some fire protection gloves or something to, try to grab those gobos. And if you're using a glass gobo and you try to go and grab that thing, and they fit kind of loosely in the gobo holders, every time you pull that thing out, you risk of that glass gobo dropping on the floor and breaking right before your event. Be careful. All right, lights, camera, action. We have our Source 4 Junior zoom version up here. Notice the spread of the gobo, or the beam angle that we have here. Now we can focus this in or out, depending on how far in or out we are right now, just by adjusting the fixture. So we can get a nice tight beam. Or we can zoom it out and get a bigger coverage. Now we're only about 8 feet off the wall, so we have a pretty good size area to work with here. Now, notice the hard edges on the side. Okay, if you're shooting this on a dance floor and you're just using it for color wash, you want to get rid of those hard edges. With a zoom feature and with the focus, you can actually feather out the sides and kind of give it that vinaigrette or vigette, or I don't even know how you call that, edges on it, so it looks a little bit more subtle. Keeps those hard lines off your bride and groom and your subjects, and that way the photographers don't get all upset with you. That way you're working really good with your photographers, and they're happy that you know that hard lines make bad pictures. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to load this fixture up with an M-size gobo, and this is going to be a glass gobo. We're going to put it in the gobo fixture holder right here. It's fairly easy to do, and if it's the first time using a glass gobo with the ring, you kind of got to squeeze it in there, and a lot of times you have to open up this bottom edge here to get the gobo to slide in and fit. A little difficult. Also makes the gobo loose, so you have to be real careful when you're using this, or the gobo can just fall out of your gobo holder and end up on the ground. Be careful. It gets hot. Alright, trying to fight our gobo into the fixture is a little difficult. With the glass gobo, it makes the gobo holder a little tough, so we got to move it and swiggle it. It's been in there for just a couple of seconds or even half a minute. If I pull this gobo out now, I risk of getting burned badly. So I lined it up. I did a couple cheater moves, so I knew exactly where it was going to go. Now I'm going to try to get the gobo holder in. Okay, we have our gobo loaded into the fixture. We have a gobo on the wall. Looks really pretty. Now notice the hearts are white, but the letters are black. That's peculiar. Never seen black letters before. Let's take a look. What happens if we aim this to the floor? And, alright, it's a really pretty gobo. We have our gobo up on the wall. You can see our rings, our bride and groom's name, and the wedding date. Really nice. Okay? But a lot of times you see these big white initials up on the wall. This is a reverse gobo. Okay, so we have black lettering, which is blocking the light, and we have the light coming through the heart area, so you see the 2 big hearts. It's a really pretty gobo. If you have a nice flat wall and it's up high, white, you'd be good to go. If you don't have any kind of colors or details on the wall, these letters might get lost in the wall. What about your parquet dance floor? 90% of the dance floors out there are usually brown. Okay, so take that into consideration when you're ordering your gobos. You might not have the right gobo for the right room. Alright? Educate your clients, educate yourself, know what you have. Alright? I'm going to turn this thing around, shoot it on the ground. And let's see what else we have. Now we're in the shop on our dark carpeted floor, which might be similar to a parquet dance floor. And notice the letters kind of fall into the dance floor or to the carpet. Okay, we want to make sure that it pops on the dance floor, okay, and not hides on the dance floor. So the white hearts pop, no problem, but the lettering kind of falls through. So what we'd want to do is reverse this gobo and have a small heart trim on the outside with larger letters and reversed rings. Sometimes that can't be accomplished with a steel gobo due to the way it's manufactured, so you might have to go with glass. So this is a quick look at why you don't want to do a reverse image gobo. It might fall out, you know, through your dance floor. Looks really pretty on the website, doesn't look too good on the carpet or on the parquet dance floor. Okay, now we're just going to take a quick measurement. Now I want to show you where my tripod is located, common to the back wall here. Now think about this when you're setting your gobos up and depending on what fixture you have. Okay, right now we're zoomed all the way in for this particular fixture, which would be a 25-degree beam angle, which is probably really similar to most of the fixtures out there. Okay, the M-size gobo gives you a lot of real estate to work with, so you can put a lot of information on that gobo, but you still need to be able to read it. Okay, so I'm going to take a measurement real quick. We're 9 feet away from the wall. 9 feet away. And 5 foot up. About 5.5 feet up. This is for the Source 4 Junior Zoom, 20 to 50 degree. Or excuse me, 25 to 50 degree. And this particular image is approximately 4 feet wide in the smallest position. So at 9-10 feet back, I can only get a 4 foot wide image. Okay? We're going to adjust this image. We're going to adjust this image the best we can. Now remember, with these type of fixtures, you might not be able to go to the min or the max because you need to focus a little bit. So, we had a 4 foot image before. Let's take a measurement now and see what we have. Alright, we went from 4 feet to 7 feet across at the same distance. Now if these were initials, your initials now would be 7 foot across, which would make a big statement on the dance floor, and you'd be good to go. We're going to change our fixtures out now, and I'm going to show you what a normal kind of a fixed beam angle fixture is going to look like, and you can make your decision from there. Whoo, and boy, this thing is hot. Alright, we're going to try to attempt to take this thing down. This thing is smoking. Now you got to remember this too. When you're taking your fixtures down, if you're having a hard time holding onto it, or at all, be careful where you set it down. It could cause a fire, it can melt carpet, it can melt table dressings, it can do all kinds of crazy stuff. Give these things plenty of time to cool down. As soon as the last dance ends, unplug your fixture, let it cool while you're tearing down. This will be the last fixture you take down. Alright, you heard this fixture turn on? This is the Image 250 from American DJ. This has a fan in it. Helps keep the fixture cool, but it does create some noise. So depending on your, usually not too bad for your venues, you're going to have your music playing, but right next to the camera it might be a little loud. Okay, so we're going to slide in our gobo image here. Now if you notice the image on the wall right now, it's out of focus. So we have the ability to focus the ring as much as possible. Okay, so there, we loaded our gobo, and we're still at the same 9 feet away from the wall. So let's go measure our gobo at this time. This particular image is just a couple feet, 2 feet, a few inches. We're done. That's it. There's no more adjusting, no zooming. The only thing we can do is we can move our tripod further back or closer up if we need something smaller. We don't have that zooming capability. Zooming is very important. So if you can change your lenses from a 20 degree to a 30 degree to a 50 degree and have those available for you, you can fit your image in the proper location. Very important. So, we're pretty much done with this fixture. It's set and forget. There's no, once you focus it, you're done. You can't adjust it, you can't get the image. So if we want to get the image a little bit bigger, we'd have to move our tripod back. If we want to get the image smaller, we move our tripod forward. That's the best we can do. And that is the American DJ Image 250, which is similar to a lot of the other fixtures out there at this time. Pretty much a static gobo projector. They can come in halogen or LED. They're all pretty close to the same. A fixed beam angle, shooting an image. Okay, now we're using the American DJ Roto Gobo. Now this is an old school fixture with about a 100-watt bulb. You can definitely see it's a lot dimmer. Now we haven't focused this fixture yet, but we're gonna try to attempt that. Focusing is a little bit more difficult due to the setup of the fixture, but that's okay. It'll still focus. But notice it rotates. There's also a switch on the back, if I can find it. To stop the rotation. So let me focus this thing up and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, there's our image. That's all we get. But this one also offers rotation. So let's go take a measurement of this image. This one's about 1.5 feet. So depending on the fixture you use, your image size can drastically change. From 1.5 feet to 8 or 9 feet wide. Okay? So keep those into consideration. Now right again, we're about 9 feet off the wall for this particular experiment. If we were further back, that image might be 8 feet. Or it might be 30 feet. You got to know what fixture to use and buy accordingly. It's always nice to have an arsenal of lights to accomplish what you need to do in every room. A lot of times you can't put this particular tripod or pipe and bass right in the middle of the dance floor. You're going to be offset a little bit, you're going to be way back, there's going to be tables in the way. You need to know what you got to work with. Always do a site survey and know how your venue sets up the gear. Alright, this is DJ Mikey Mike with Direct Sound, doing a little gobo research for you guys. And hopefully you learned something. Hopefully this kind of opens your eyes to gobo projection. Had a lot of questions about different projectors. There's a lot of them out there. Chauvet makes them, American DJ makes them, ETC makes them, Eternal Lighting makes them. They're all kinds, and they're a wide variety. They have LED, they have halogen, they have discharge lamps. They have all kinds of things. Martin has one out there that also rotates. I don't think it zooms, but it will focus for you. So you're still in the same kind of a range. So depending on your beam angle, remember that, and your light intensity. Now the further you get back, the dimmer the light's going to get, and the further wide you get, the dimmer the light's going to get. So you might need to go up to a 575 watt lamp just to get that punch, or depends on the room, you might have a well lit room, which 90% of the rooms that you'll work in will be well lit. Okay, and if you I've never walked into a wedding where it's pitch dark. They want to be able to find their food on the table. They want to have a conversation. Later in dancing, yeah, they dim the lights down, but when that initial bride and groom entry comes in, man, you want that gobo to pop. So get a nice, powerful fixture and get that thing placed right where you need it. This is DJ Mikey Mike with Direct Sound, doing it from scratch with a little gobo video for you. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Check us out on Facebook. Make sure you leave us a tweet, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.